everybody? Back Gorilla Gang podcast. Gorilla Gang 3421 on YouTube. Like, subscribe, hit the bell so you get notified. Just like to give a shout out. I am rocking Penn State colors today because Penn State Big Ten collegiate wrestling. They got 5 guys going into the semifinals today. Finals are later on tonight. So hopefully Penn State has won 8 out of the last 9 national championships. They're currently ranked number 2 behind Iowa this year. They lost a couple national champions last year to graduation, but yeah, hopefully they rock it out and take this Big Ten.
I think, I might be wrong, I think Chuck Liddell or either Brock Lesnar had went to Iowa. If they didn't go to Iowa, they went to...
Brock went to Minnesota.
Okay. So
Brock wrestled for Minnesota.
I
don't think it was Chuck.
Okay. Maybe I'm wrong.
But Cale Sanderson is their Penn State's coach. He went, I think, I want to say 159-0 through his college wrestling career.
Jeez.
It's like the second greatest, according to Sports Illustrated. Yeah, it's the second greatest accomplishment in college history. Is Cale Sanderson's 159-0, never lost a match. Was, I believe, a 4-time Hodge Trophy winner, or maybe 3, which is the collegiate,
like the Naismith Award,
MVP, yeah, Heisman, whatever for wrestlers. But yeah, they also won a gold medal in the '96 Olympics, I believe.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, so yeah, he was pretty. Yeah, he's a savage. But yeah, so go Penn State. I'll be watching hopefully later on. I think maybe Cart's coming over to get his meal preps, and yeah, get to talk wrestling with the Cart. So
That's
go Penn
up.
State. All right. Yeah. Savagery.
Clap his hands, knock this phone over.
So you know what's funny about the clapping hands thing? Do you know when my kids, when I was in a relationship, they would make me birthday cakes. I never blew out candles. I always just
Clap.
go blow out the candle.
He just scared the dog. He just scared Kennedy.
To blow out it literally,
Set.
like I could knock out candle. It's not me. It's just air, but I think it's a unique way of blowing out candles. Or maybe just the cam version. I don't know. But I digress. So Mark's gonna probably talk most in this segment. We did one of his favorite things yesterday. We have been talking about this for a while, like just me and him. But yesterday we went to Target Master Solutions.
No, Target Shooting Solutions.
See, whatever. But anyway, yeah. So we went to the range yesterday. We met. I'm gonna give a shout out to Aaron, one of his friends. He was there in lane 17. We were in lane 18.
Let me give a quick story though about Aaron.
Yeah.
So Aaron and I met through a mutual friend of ours.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Liked Aaron from the time I met him. And me and Aaron
Nice guy, by the way.
Yeah, oh yeah, great guy.
And I don't like people.
And he's a Giants fan, so you can't go wrong with that. But we were, and his brother is not. But anyway, we started going to the range or whatever, shooting and everything. And one day, a friend of mine, Malik, hit me up. It's like, I didn't know you knew my brother. I was like, who's your brother? He was like, Aaron. I'm like, what? Aaron? And then Aaron hit me up literally minutes after on Messenger. I didn't know you knew my brother. I said, I've known him for years. We worked together for years. Mm-hmm. Malik, too, was always a solid guy. You know what I mean? We've kept in contact over the years. Both of them just great people, But nonetheless, yeah, we did get to meet up with Aaron at Target Shooting Solutions yesterday in Avondale, PA, which to me is the best range in this area, in the tri-state area. And Aaron was kind enough to bring out his AK-47, his Beretta PX4 Storm, and his Canic Elite, which, if you don't know about Canic is probably the best new gun out there. Smooth gun. I've shot it before with Aaron. Just a very nice gun. But we get up there. I've been talking to Cam for a while about getting into guns or, purchasing a gun and whatnot. And, I hit him up, I think last week, and I said, hey, man, what are you doing Saturday? He's like, not doing anything. I said, why don't we go up shooting? He said, yeah, I'm with it.
So let me say this, though. I have never been a fan of guns. I, to this day, still don't like guns. I do respect guns, though. And I do want to purchase a couple. Not necessarily, it's not a passion for me. It's a protection for me. I might be 6'3" and 300, whatever, but that shit don't stop bullets. It doesn't. It just not. I know I'm not invincible. I do have Selena here most nights, and I Uber, so I think it's intelligent to have some type of protection for yourself. Not necessarily sport. So I have a healthy respect for guns. I'm not into them as like a passion, but I don't even. I'll say I don't like them. I would prefer, and maybe this is me growing up on Robin Hood and all that stuff, but I prefer like bow and arrow. I'm actually quite good at shooting a bow and arrow, but yeah. So guns aren't a passion for me. So yeah, I'll leave it at that. They're not a passion, but I do have a healthy respect, and I'm certainly not opposed. I'm not a gun opponent. Like I do think that
They serve their purpose.
I do think that, well, not only do they serve their purpose, but and we talked about this. I do think that there should be stricter gun laws on purchasing guns, like people with mental illness, all that type of stuff. Mm-hmm. But not the average Joe. And if you want a gun, you should be able to get a gun. But if you have mental illness or you're not stable, or if you're that, you can be. This is my opinion. You can be a violent felon. Mm-hmm. Serve your time, and I don't see why you shouldn't be able to have a gun to protect yourself. That's where I'm less liberal and more conservative on the guns. Like I don't think that being a felon should prohibit you from ever owning a gun, because you might just want it for the same reason I do, to protect your house.
Yeah,
or your family.
I think that kind of depends on what the crime was. Like if you were going out robbing banks and, or something crazy, then yeah, I mean, I think you should be prohibited.
But I think if you served your time, isn't the whole point of serving your time?
It's supposed to be rehabilitation, right?
Like maybe once you get off your probation, then yeah, you have to go register. And they look at it. And then they determine. But I guess I just don't necessarily think that it should prohibit you, because, like I said, you could have robbed somebody. You could have shot somebody. But if you do your time and you want to own a gun to protect your house, like, what's the difference in you legally owning a gun or illegally owning a gun? Like, you're going to own one anyway, so what's the difference? Yeah. Might as well at least know that you're legally having it, even if you've been convicted. So I guess I don't know.
Let me go back. I forgot. Aaron reminded me. I
Yes,
forgot
I
the
saw
300
Aaron.
Blackout that he brought as well. I did not get a chance to shoot that. At some point, because me and Aaron will shoot together again. I do want to shoot it. Aaron's kind of my, my test buddy, because Aaron has so many firearms that I just wait to try it. If there's some, I hit him up. I said, "Did you ever hear the PX4 Storm?" And he said, "Yeah."
It's possible they could, though.
And he told me he had one, and I'm like, oh man, I want to try it because I had just actually held the gun in the store, and it felt like a dream. After shooting it, it was cool. I mean, I wasn't as excited. I kind of liked the Canic better. But anyway, getting back to our range day, came pick up Cam. Cam cooked me breakfast. That was a great start to the day, and it was good. It was good. Cam can cook, just in case I got to remind you every week. And shout out to Lori Dawson who's watching.
Lori.
Um,
Yeah, so honestly, the cooking for me was like the shooting for him. The
Right.
cooking is just like it's just a passion. Like I enjoyed myself not just cooking, but putting the plate together. Like the scrapple goes here, the potatoes with cheese go here, the bacon goes along the edge. He keeps making the joke I put cut up strawberries on there. But yeah, I mean, I love doing it. That's my favorite thing. One of my favorite things to do in the world is cook, and then building the plate. Building the plate is just as important as the cooking. Like you can get the cooking. Cooking's kind of easy. You can get the cooking easily, but building the plate and making it symmetrical and
that's
the
when you
white
start to-
plate that all the food kind of jumps off when you take the picture.
That's when you start to realize that it's more of a gift than just cooking. But going back to the range day, so I came over. I brought my two weapons that I own, which is my Ruger 9E, which is a Striker Fire handgun, and I brought my newly purchased Remington 870 shotgun, which is a 12 gauge shotgun that holds three shells, and then one goes in the ejector port. So basically 3+1. So I was excited.
Which for y'all that don't know math, that would be 4.
So I was excited about Vanilla Gorilla.
Oh, and the it's a Beretta, right? The Ruger holds 16.
17 +1.
Well, the magazine
Holds 17.
17. And my fucking thumbs are sore as shit from pushing bullets into that bitch. That I'll get into it, but
I still haven't bought a speed loader. I still do it the old school way. But no, I did buy a speed loader. I'm sorry. I bought it off Amazon, but the speed loader sucks. It's not the typical one with the moving parts. This is one that's a piece of hard plastic. You push it down. I don't like it like the other one, so I need to buy another speed loader. But nonetheless, for those of you who know what a speed loader is, but nonetheless, we start to drive up. Aaron's hit me up, telling me he's there already, and I'm trying to hurry up and get there because I invited him out. Actually, he invited me out.
hey, what kind of
another
gun you
place.
got? Cuz I know you got 1, 2, something. I don't know. Daryl shoots a lot too.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, you got to come out with us one time. So, we decided to go to another place, so he changed going to that place for me, which is further out for both of us. But, he's sending me a message that he's there. I'm like, oh, I'll be there in a few minutes. So we get there, and unfortunately, there's a wait when we get there. So, we sitting around, we go look at.
I wouldn't say unfortunately because it allowed us to go look at.
Well, true.
So it was. Silver lining was because I'm in, I guess, the market. It allowed us to go around and look at some of the guns that they had there, which I liked it.
So
I didn't mind waiting.
We looked around at the guns, and I was kind of proud the first gun that Vanilla Gorilla said caught his eye was a Canic, which was a gun I was just talking about, which my buddy has, and like I said, it shoots like a dream. And
He said
the
he has
G2C, oh boy,
extended mag that holds 32.
32. Yeah, we'll talk about that later. We'll talk about that Taurus you got later, Joe. But anyway, my buddy Aaron has a G2C as well. But nonetheless, he said the Canic was the first thing caught his eye. Then he saw a Smith & Wesson M&P, which is a pretty popular handgun too, and both of those are, have pretty solid reputations. So finally, we get to go in, and my buddy.
Well,
Aaron,
my favorite though.
Yeah.
But so if you guys have ever seen the movie Faster with The Rock, he has it's a Firehawk, right?
Red Hawk.
Red Hawk. So it's a revolver, Red Hawk, big. It's a big revolver, but not the
Not the long nose.
not
Just big and...
I didn't want to say nose. I don't want to mess it up and say nose with if it's not
barrel.
Yeah,
Nose,
barrel. That's the right word.
Because
So
the
it's not
short
a
one, they
huge barrel, but
typically
it's
call a
also
snub nose.
yeah, it's not necessarily a snub nose, but it's also not a long barrel. But I feel like with these, I need a gun that fits in my hand, that doesn't disappear in my hand. It's like, me being my size, walking the Chihuahua around the neighborhood. You hear me like, why the hell is this big ass dude got this little? So a gun that doesn't disappear in my hand is important to me. I get that's vain. That's more my ego than anything. But if I can find a gun that I'm comfortable with that also serves the purpose of feeding my ego and not disappearing into my extra large hands. So I do like that gun. Again, if you've never seen that movie Faster, check it out. He uses a speed loader for the revolver in that as well.
Yeah. So and they're different from the
girl.
revolver to the semi-auto. But finally we got a chance to go into the range, and we were right next to my buddy Aaron, and of course I greet him the same way I greet him every time. And the first thing he points at is his AK-47.
So let me again preamble this. So if you've never been to a gun range, you have to have eye protection and ear protection. So you have these humongous ear
muffs, I guess.
Ear muffs, yeah. And they're huge, and they dampen all the sound. So it's hard to hear a person, because first of all, you got these loud booms going off in all the different lanes from the guns. Second, you got just stuff like there's shells falling on the ground, so you hear a little ching, 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 like somebody's throwing quarters on the ground. But it's super, super, super hard to hear. Like if somebody talks to you. So what I noticed first was Aaron was, it's almost like an unspoken, you talk without speaking. Like he was like that thing. That's what I noticed first.
Right.
So it's interesting, the environment alone.
And let me stop you real quick. There is a remedy to not hearing each other now.
Oh yeah, there's a remedy.
No.
But they don't know.
No, outside of that. So
if they knew sign language, it'd be easy.
So another thing is they have these things, they call them electronic. They're the same head earmuffs or whatever, but it's electronic, so you're actually hearing out of a speaker. They cost a little more. I just bought the cheap earmuffs to start off with. My buddy of mine has the electronics, and it's funny because I'll be talking to him and he can hear me, but when he's talking to me, I'm like, what?
Right.
So he points at the AK.
But it is loud as fuck in there.
He points at the AK, and automatically my eyes light up. I'm like, yeah, I got to shoot this thing. So, never shot one before. And he kind of runs down how you work it and the mechanics and everything. And I start shooting this thing.
Oops.
And the first thing that I think when I shoot it is I like the way this AK shoots better than an AR-15. That's the first thing I thought. It was smooth. Actually, Aaron, it kind of reminded me of the Sub 2000, the Kel-Tec Sub 2000. That I felt like they shoot is similar, and they're both as easy to shoot as far as putting them on target.
So comment below if you've shot an AK and an AR-15, which did you like better?
Absolutely. Because that's a debate I've been having the last since we left Saturday with people I know. Mm-hmm. So get out there, shoot the AK. I think at one point I even started saying, excitement, like screaming out "woo" because I liked it so much.
Yes, he was very excited.
Then Cam got on the AK and started shooting it, and his biggest concern was, because we're looking through the sights or whatever. His biggest concern, should I have it this close to my face, like worried.
So I was apprehensive just because, again, I have a healthy respect for guns, and I know that there's a kickback on anything you shoot. They're even bows have a recurve. So I have a healthy respect, and looking at it naturally, your hand kind of goes toward right to your cheek, so that you can eye the sights and whatever. So I was apprehensive about both the AK and the shotgun. More of the shotgun. The AK was literally the first thing that we shot. So yeah, I was apprehensive is a good word to describe how I felt shooting it. Like, so
Yeah. So, we shoot the AK, and then after that, get the big boy ready, the
Right.
Remington 870. And
which was the shotgun.
yeah,
Just for y'all.
yeah, picked it up, shot my shots, and I called Cam over or Vanilla Gorilla over, and I'm like, look, this is how you load it or what have you, and
Well, you loaded it for me the first time, and then
Okay.
I caught on
Yeah.
after.
yeah, I loaded it for him first time, but
To
I was
show me, yeah.
to show him,
Right, right.
and he handled it. That was the biggest thing. I was, wasn't no, oh wow or anything. He pretty much handled it, and then the next time he got up to shoot it again, he loaded it himself, and went to work with it. So, I was very impressed with that. And then my buddy Aaron shot a couple shots.
Well,
off
hold
of
on,
it. Yeah.
wait though. You gotta tell the story.
Oh yeah. Okay. So this is the most hilarious thing to me about the whole thing. So after Vanilla Gorilla shoots his 4 shots, and I'm watching, I'm right behind him, so I'm seeing where the shots are going. He comes over, puts his arm up on me, all excited. It's like, at least I hit the target. Now I use paper plates as a target for 2 reasons. I used to have these big targets. I don't really like dealing with the big targets anymore, so I use a paper plate. Because if you can hit a paper plate, honestly, you're going to hit the person
Right.
somewhere here, or
Center mass.
hit them in the face or what have you, if you can hit that paper plate. So anyway, he puts his arm up on me. At least I hit the target, man. And I said, bro, yours are the ones that hit below the target. And Aaron came over and was kind of like, yeah.
He was like sign language to me, like, you need to.
But he
Hey,
started,
dummy, aim up.
but he started cracking up after he realized which was a shot. I mean, all 4 of them, and he started cracking up, and it's partially my fault because it seems like